right, here we go. Another day of the vlog. I just want to tell you this morning, just a quick lesson that I got reiterated to myself was you got to be real careful what goes in your mind, like real careful. It's so valuable that you keep a really good attitude in life. It's super valuable. You're not going anywheres in a depressed or angry or frustrated or any of those kind of negative states is going to bring you nowheres in life. You need to be at a high vibration. You need to think positive all the time. Even when things are negative, you still need to think positive. You still need to look at the glass is half full and not half empty. So anyway, this morning, I'm real careful about listening to the news, and this is like the 6th day of this big fire, the 7th day. And you kind of check in and make sure your area is not being evacuated. You just want some basic information. But yeah, it's a catastrophe. You know what I mean? It's just horrible. It's terrible. But you don't need it put right in your face every day. Otherwise, you would just lay in bed all day long. Or you would look like you should be laying in bed all day long. So I went across the street to the donut shop just to pick up a cup of coffee before I go do my workout. And they had the news on it. Oh my God, just standing in line, there was like 3 people in line. I almost turned around and left. It was so depressing. They just went on and on and on. Every sad story there is, everything. You gotta be real careful what goes in your mind. So now I have to reset myself, get myself all pumped up and positive. Because when I wake up in the morning, I watch like a half hour of positive affirmations, on my little phone, and I put them in my ear and I get myself going. And so then I went over there and I immediately got shut down and put into a negative space again. So now I'm like, I'm gonna have to put some more positive affirmations. I'm heading out of my workout. I'll put some on, on the YouTube videos and start on my workout, and get back in a good space. Because when you're depressed, it does nobody any good. I mean, when you say, oh my God, I'm so thankful that this depressed guy came up to me and made me feel better. No, it makes people feel like they want to freaking be depressed too. So you gotta lift yourself up. But be careful what you put in your mind. Just me having to stand in that line to get a cup of coffee for 5 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever it was, changed my state. It changed my state. So now I'm working on changing it back. But be careful what you put in your mind, man. That stuff is really, really toxic for you. The negative news, yeah, really. It's really toxic. Get the basics that you need. Make sure you're not in danger. That a fire is not going to sweep this way, and then go about your day, man. Go about, helping people, making people feel better, being positive, sending positive vibrations out there. That's how you're going to help. That's how you're going to help. All right, I'm up in the park, down in the bottom part, the Howarth Park. Halfway through my workout, just doing a 40-minute power walk this morning. Doing good, hanging around 15 and change for my pace. Hopefully as I keep getting stretchier, I like that technical term, and I get my weight down more, that little pace is gonna keep picking up. This is where a lot of people come and people feed the ducks and all that, and this is like the lower lake. There's 3 lakes on this mountain, and this is the lower lake. They got all the paddle boats and kayaks, and I went here as a little kid from Novato. We came up here and did a Little League picnic, and I remember it vividly up here. So, and I want to tell you another story about this. One of the reasons I moved up here was when I first found out about that lake up in the middle. Now that's when you gotta work to get there, right? You're either gonna run, bike, mountain bike, or hike. No, you can't get up there with a car. I always love that stuff. So the people you see up there, you have a bond because they worked for it. It's at least an hour and change to get up there, or more depending on the route. But when I was up there, one of my first times up there, this guy he was on some sort of hiking date, right? And he's talking to the girl he's with, and he goes, "You know what? This is my favorite place in the whole world." Right there as you're looking, you're in this little valley with a little lake. Just amazing. And that left a lasting impression. I go, I really, really like it up here too, man. I really love this area, and that was one of the, that was like when I moved up here, was right after all that. So after I kept hearing all that stuff, I moved up here, and I haven't regretted it, and I've been up here for 18 years, so, and I freaking love this park. And I was just talking to a guy, I said, because I say this all the time, because my will was not going to let this thing burn down, and all these people praying, and I said all the prayers, all, you know, and just focused on it not coming over that mountain. And there has been hot spots. I guess there was one last night, but they're like on it, man. They hit it, burned only a couple acres of these things flying over, these embers. And I said, yeah, it's all of us praying, you know, focusing, keeping it over the mountain, keeping it not on our side, and 900 firefighters. Probably didn't help, probably didn't hurt either. And they're using water like crazy up there. I love those firefighters, man. They're awesome, man. They're coming from all over the place to help out. Now look at this, we got this little pocket here. You wouldn't even know there's a fire, but it's shit all around here. It's on fire. This is the clearest day so far, by far. Anyway, we'll get through it. We always do. We'll just keep pushing forward. And yeah, anyway, I love that my mountain is gonna be saved because of all the prayers and the focus and 900 firefighters and giant tankers dropping water. I mean, it makes you proud to be an American. I mean, there's just like these huge 747s dropping water or fire retardant on the fire. It's just amazing. So I'm heading to yoga. I think I'm really starting to like yoga, even though I'm not good at it. I'm starting to like it, and I'm getting the habit of going to it, and I'm looking forward to it, which is a great sign, because I know at the end that if I get this flexibility, that I am going to be a lot faster in my races. And I just think it's just good for you anyway. People think that they have all these, you know, issues physically because they're getting older. And like me, I'm stiff as hell. But when's the last time I did any serious stretching? Probably like 4 or 5 or 6 years ago. If you don't use it, you lose it. I don't care if you're a kid. If you don't use it, they're running around, jumping around, doing all this stuff. Keeps you young. Keep stretching. I'm like all into stretching now. Keep stretching. Be stretchy. That was awesome. That yoga was awesome. It's like a hip. It's a hip one, you know. It was a beginner's class, which is perfect for me. Then they specialized in hips today, which is and I think he does that for me because he knows my hips are so tight, and just trying to work on it. I remember last week they did this thing where you put anyway, it looks like a pretzel move, and I couldn't do it at all, like zero. I pretty much had to sit on my butt during that stretch. And this week I was at least able to fake that stretch, so I think I'm improving. And I'll tell you, everybody's like really grateful to get in there, and it's a really, really relaxing for all the stress that's going on in this area. It's good to have him back open down there at Yoga One to help people to get rid of their stress through stretching. I don't think they call it stretching. I call it stretching. No, they probably do. Okay. All right, I'm down to my last workout. It's 7:30 at night. I'm going to go lift weights, get that last workout in. And I just had a great talk with my sister, Karen. She talked to somebody who lost their house today or yesterday, and it's, you know, the person was, they're all, anybody loses their house, they're extremely devastated. I just heard that 5% of Santa Rosa's housing has been burned down. You know, that's a pretty big number. And I'm going to, she suggested that I do a video on my, when I went bankrupt, you know, I think like 12 years ago now. Time flies, you know. And yeah, just how I survived that. I did, you know, it was devastating. You know, I had a $10 million a year gross video chain. We won Retailer of the Year. One of the highest we had some of the highest volume stores in the country, and the whole video industry collapsed, and I collapsed with it.
And I went bankrupt and lost everything, and lost my my marriage ended at the same time that I filed bankruptcy, and it was devastating. But you know what? I got through it. I got through it. So I think I'm going to do a video on that, about, you know, what I went through to get through that, a little bit, you know, talking to, you know, about what I did, and hopefully it helps motivate, because even as bad as these things look, as long as you keep, you know, you push forward and you know, try to stay as positive as you can, you'll get through it. You know, you just do. That's how we work. You know, we get through it. You know, we just keep pushing. You keep pushing forward, and asking what the solution is, and you get through it. You know, it's just, you just go one step at a time. If your house burns down, you're up. You get, you know, you go meet with the insurance guy, and you just keep moving forward. Just keep moving forward. Anyway, so I'm going to do a video on that. And I'm very grateful for my sister for making that suggestion, that she thought it would be motivating. Going to the gym now! I took Furley B up to the park. Furley B, do you like the park? Do you love the park? You like the park, Furley B? He loves the park, so he's very grateful that the park is still there. And so we had a great walk up there, and we'll continue to do it into the future. Because our gym in Santa Rosa is closed because of the fire. My 24-hour fitness where I lift in Santa Rosa, I'm using this one in Roner Park now. They were closed for a while too because of air quality, but they're open. This will be my second workout here, and my nephew works here, so it's kind of cool. So I absolutely love the energy in a 24-hour fitness gyms, at least around here. You know, it's a high energy. I got some shots of the gym, and you'll see, like, people are serious working out. I mean, they're serious. They're not standing around the machines talking to each other. So that is what I look for. If I'm going to lift weights, I want to lift weights around that kind of energy, because we're running. Mostly running is really natural. It's something that I have been doing for, you know, I've been doing all my life since I was pretty young, and it's a passion. Where weightlifting is something I just need to do. It's not necessarily a passion of mine. It's just something I need to do to, you know, to do my events. And so, and I've learned to like it as best I can, but I definitely don't have a passion for it. Not like my nephew. My nephew's a trainer, and he loves it. You know, that's his thing. And so for me to get my workouts in consistently and get good workouts in, I need to be around really good energy. I can't supply my own energy when people are sitting around the machines talking who don't look serious. So I get around these serious people, and I'm going to put in a good workout. Like I only am trying to get to like a level 8. I'm not, when I listen to Arnold talk about when he goes to the level 10 and all that, I don't need that for what I do. I don't need a level 10, and I'm trying to come down. I don't want to bulk up in muscle. So I'm just, level 8's cool. You know, hit all the muscle groups, hit the legs, you know, hit the arms, you know, hit the core, and walk out of there feeling good about myself and feeling good about my training, and moving forward towards my event and ready to kick some ass. Just because all this all-around training is gonna pay off. Okay, just got back from the gym. It's 10:02. Actually, I got back from the gym and walked little Furley B. And it's still 10:02, but I did get a little walk in with him. And I'm just adding up my food log, my fancy food log. 1,600 and I think it's really 60 calories. I can't even read my own writing. Oh no, 1,680. That's what it's at. 1,680 for the day. I need to be under 1,800. The interesting thing about today was I wasn't even hungry till noon because I had a big binge day yesterday, a late binge day. So it was a little easy when you don't start eating your calories till noon to keep it in check. And for staying under the 1,800, I get to put my X in, which I've already been practicing on. And so this is that's 6 weeks. Now I've lost like 12 pounds, 2 pounds a week, 6 weeks. I'm getting skinny. Actually, my definition of skinny is when I'm under 200 pounds. I'm like, skinny. All right, well, have a great evening, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.